Thank you for your attendance today at the annual Amaf dinner this Ramadan. Your attendance today will be accompanied by a small presentation by our Amaf Youth Media Group that has been newly constructed as a frontline channel in digital media and communications, connecting the youth with the wider community and maximizing their abilities and ideas with the support of Amaf Federation as a recognized Australian Shia charity organization. Alhamdulillah, we are grateful as your support to our youth and your attendance today is why we gather on an occasion during the holy month of the Ramadan, is that we strengthen our community in many ways, and most significantly, strengthening our youth is a great investment for a beautiful future that we are already leading in the essence of here today. Therefore, our youth of the Amaf Media Group, who has been newly constructed and recruited, bring forward to you a presentation highlighting our community's current support measures in providing support and security in creating a better future with zero concerns of COVID-19 and the third wave that has impacted many lives overseas. I would like to kindly request for the Amaf Youth Media Group members that are participating in the presentation to please make their way up to the front stage and then commence the presentation.
Zainab, who is a youth, has recently received an international phone call from overseas and is notified from her cousin that a family member has recently passed away, ill due to COVID-19 outbreak of the third wave. Upon hearing the sad news of her family member passing away overseas due to the third wave of the outbreak, she notified her family friend of her absence in school for the day, as she will be mourning the loss of a dear family member and taking some time off to recover from her loss. As Zainab passes through grief throughout the day, the experience of a near relative passing due to COVID-19 has resulted in the feeling further insecure and overwhelmed with the outbreak and its spread. However, as the day continues, her family friend Zahra, with her family, gets together with Zainab to console her. Upon meeting together and offering condolences, a general service of hospitality is provided during the visitation of Zahra with their family. Through the comfort and sympathy provided for the youth, provided for the loss of a family member due to the third wave of a COVID-19 is further explored by detail, disclosed of the family member's health conditions and circumstances that followed with the passing of the dear family member. Details such as:
My aunt, who I love very much and was very close to us, was diagnosed with COVID-19 due to the third wave of the outbreak, and within being hospitalized for 2 to 3 hours, she unfortunately did not make it further. She was very careful not to get infected. She practiced social distancing and masking. She was a mother of 2 and was always reminding us to wash our hands or use sanitizer. I never thought the spread of COVID-19 would show such severe results so quickly, especially considering she wasn't too old and just a year older than my mother. I guess the third wave was really just complex and unpredictable. We do the right things, but not everyone does, and so nothing is guaranteed. I heard that there's a vaccine available here now. If only that was available where she lived.
While further discussing the circumstances and comforting Zainab, the concerns and precautions in applying in current state and time are acknowledged as they reflect a global pandemic. Having experienced the traumatizing outcome of the third wave, as Australia, in particular Melbourne, has encountered a large and challenging time in responding to the first and second wave of COVID-19. The third wave is what we should now be actively preparing for. Precautions of the third wave have already been indicated in areas around the world. However, Australia, and in Melbourne especially, with its measures and practices put in place during COVID-19, are sitting in a safer position than what was being endured this time last year, and even just a couple months ago. As active youth that are aware of the government and non-government contributions towards supporting the community and providing safety measures through continually promoting maximized hygiene practices that we inherit throughout the period of COVID-19 to be maintained, as well as the introduction of the vaccine and its benefits. As Zahra, with her brothers, continue to comfort Zainab upon her loss, the discussion continues in the direction of individual responsibility, strength, and solidarity with COVID-19 safe measures and vaccine benefits. This discussion indicates that the family member getting together have a different view and understanding the vaccine and its necessity in the current process of the recovery of social distancing and the other safe measures already being maintained. And the question is in the air. Is a vaccine a significant step to implement to prevent a third wave? Khizr, who is also present, expresses that a vaccine is not necessary, as everything has returned back to normal and signs and symptoms have decreased, to question the possibility of a third wave.
Yeah, I think it's very important to continue to maintain safety practices and hygiene levels to a good standard daily, and to prevent any further sicknesses that may spread and cause harm to the wider community. I wouldn't get vaccinated though. It seems a bit inconvenient and risky. They haven't even been through the normal approval process.
As Zahra, who is engaged in support workshops for COVID-19 and the vaccine distribution, firmly disagrees and shares further knowledge and benefit of why the vaccine is significant in providing the community to feel safe and well prepared for any future circumstances of a third wave.
That was true around in many areas of the world, but here in Australia, it has been through all the normal approval processes with the TGA.
I guess it has been tested, but isn't the pandemic almost over? No one is catching it here now, and our hygiene practices are at higher standards than many other parts of the world.
But there is still a very big risk of a third wave of infections globally, and when the world was asking for a vaccine during the first and second wave, and now that we have seen the outcome of the third wave overseas, there is no harm being prepared with the government and non-government organizations that are providing facilities and ensuring the security and safety of our community in the long run.
I heard even if people had the vaccine, they can still catch the virus, and it can still kill them. What's the point then?
For people to be completely safe, we need to get to zero infections. If we can get the infection rate below 1 and keep it there, then we will get to 0 and stay there, which means nobody gets the virus. That means that although the efficiency rate of the vaccine may not be 100%, it can still ensure further protection as long as we all work together as a community and ensure enough people are prepared. We all have a responsibility to do our part.
Yeah, you have raised many points on why it's important to support and work along with this initiative. It's not just about securing the community, but strengthening our community.
I am glad you are opening your mind to it, as from before. As for giving us the power, that is exactly what the vaccine is for. It gives our immune system a kind of exercise so it can start producing its own antibodies to the virus by showing it proteins that the virus has not recognized yet.
Mahad, who is also present, agrees with his sister in the benefit of taking the vaccine and adds to this discussion, stating,
I could not agree more. With this initiative being implemented and the community supporting both the health and safety of everyone taking the vaccine, this could help us understand working together as a community much better. And more importantly, it could also improve local community networks between individuals, organizations, and services to improve both current preparations as well as improve future preparations against the future COVID-19 outbreaks.
Zainab lives with her younger sister, Narjis, who is in primary school, year 6, and she is also saddened from the news of her dear aunt. She contributes with grief with the recitation of a verse from the Holy Quran, chapter 5, verse 32.
A small segment from the translation of this verse means, if someone saved the life of a person, it would be as if he saved the life of all humanity.
Holy Quran, chapter 5, verse 32. Upon finalizing the discussion, Khizr, who was originally disagreed with the purpose of the vaccine and benefits it provides to the community in the preparation of a third wave, is now more aware of the purpose and of the vaccine, providing safety and security to the community across the multicultural and faith community sectors.
I understand now, and what you say makes sense. I'm still not really sure, and I'll need to think carefully. But thank you for sharing this information.
That's okay. We are all here to support you, and we understand this is a new and worrying situation for everyone. I suggest you do your own reading, but think carefully about where information is coming from. Not everyone you meet is basing what they say on real evidence, even if they seem very confident. I can show you some reliable sources of information, and we can have a talk about the research process too.
Not everyone we talk to will change their mind, and those who do may not do so right away. Sometimes people need time to think carefully and take in new information. The important lesson is that by basing our discussion on reliable resources and challenging myths and misconceptions, when people raise them. We can all work together to save lives and strengthen our community.
This concludes the discussion and the consoling of Zainab and Narjis and Zahra and her brothers coming on the occasion of their aunt passing away due to COVID-19. And we thank the youth for coming forward and placing this presentation for us to also get a better insight of COVID-19 and the vaccine and the measures that are being introduced to make a safer and secure community to strengthen our community as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's great. I'll just